I know you're glad to be here because I'm glad to be here. Hi, everybody. What do we
What
got?
is up, everybody? I got something in my eyeball.
Pupils.
Oh, zoom in. Do an extreme close up. Let's see if we can all help. Yeah, all right.
Extreme close up.
I bet they're
I had
green.
them in my, I had them in my eyeball all day
They are with
yesterday.
red.
Ooh, gross.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's
Hi,
up, everybody?
everybody.
Welcome to A.M.O.K.
Welcome to Shauna's eyeball. All right.
My eyeball.
One big eyeball.
You got something coming up this
Yeah.
weekend?
We
Yep.
do.
We do.
Why?
We do.
What? I'm
Because
not doing
Yes.
nothing this weekend.
you're
It's
going to
gonna
watch
be the
us, right?
OzCon.
I am gonna watch. I will watch because,
Okay.
but I can't go anywhere this weekend. I'm sad about that.
It's terrible.
It's
Oh,
terrible.
sorry.
We're
That's right.
going to OzCon down in West Plains, Missouri.
Cool.
Yes.
OzCon.
Starts
OzCon.
about noonish or 1, something like that on Friday, and ends, I don't know, Sunday, what, 6-ish?
6-ish, but
Something
I'm
like
gonna
that.
be leaving before it's over.
2-ish.
'cause I got a long
Yes,
ride
because
back.
you got 8-hour ride, don't you?
It's about 4.5 hours, depending
Oh,
on the
it's only 4
traffic.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well, it
going
would
to
have
the right
been
place?
4 for me if I would have gone to the right place. But the last
Yeah.
time I put it in, I went
No.
totally north instead of east, and
Typical muckiness.
Yeah. Wow.
that's what it was.
But yes, Friday night, actually Friday night from 7 until 8:30, I'm actually going to be giving a talk, and I'm doing it different this time. I'm doing a live audience participation part of the Fun with Spirits.
And I'm
So-
gonna be filming that, right? I'm gonna be like having the camera on
I hope.
you, right?
I'll be so nervous. Okay, fine.
In front of billions of
And then I
people.
think in front of billions of people, yes, probably billions plus. And but yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to be Sean and I are going to be broadcasting live all weekend.
No, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Yes,
What do we
So
got?
and
it'll
there's
be fun.
going to be hundreds of people there, I think.
It's
So-
a
No, that's-
Comic-Con. I've never done a paranormal
It's
thing
a
at a Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. It's a gaming con. It
Oh.
is a what do they call the dress up ones where the people come
Yeah,
in?
The
Comic-Con.
anime ones. It's a Comic-Con.
Anime
But-
one. Well, okay.
But
and it was-
it's a gaming thing.
Dressing up as
Shauna
your
does
characters.
gaming stuff. She broadcasts her gaming
know.
stuff all the time.
I do.
I've not
I do.
I've not watched
posted
any of those
what
things.
I posted what we're doing on
What a
A.M.O.K,
nasty talk.
on Monster Paranormal,
Yeah.
on my own, and on the conventions. The one a buddy of mine runs the conventions thing up in, I don't know, he's Illinois somewhere. So yeah, we are going to be well
But-
known.
That's
to
great. That's great.
Billions.
Yeah.
of
To
To
people
billions and
see.
billions of people.
Well,
But
Muck is getting
another
ready
thing that
to
we
run
got,
we're running into the busy season. It's getting ready to start. So
yes,
we got stuff
It is,
happening and
yes.
happening and happening.
Yep.
Yes, because we got so
Fun-
much
fun
stuff going on.
times.
I
Yeah.
know you're going to Indiana or Illinois in June, and then
Yep.
we're going to this wonderful, fantastic one in New Orleans, and we're going to be speaking
That's
to
right,
the
yeah. You
one
too.
Super
person that's
excited.
running it in just a minute.
Yay.
Oh,
Yes.
Don't let her fall. Don't let her fall asleep.
Oh yeah, don't let her fall asleep.
Don't let her fall asleep. Open that popcorn.
Cosplay. Yes, Enzo, you're right.
Oh,
Yes,
cosplay. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
cosplay.
cosplay.
Yeah.
That
It's
is the
going to be this
word.
weekend.
There's
We
going to be
knew
a
what
lot
you
of people
meant.
cosplaying.
We
this
knew what you meant.
weekend.
So, yeah.
So
It's gonna be a fun weekend.
I'm looking forward to it.
That you can see all of us Amukians, Amokite. Well, you guys are the Amukites. We are Amok.
A.M.O.K.
A.M.O.K.
You know who I am.
Yes.
You'll see
A.M.O.K?
all of us.
Amukians.
That's the
We're
people who
Amukians.
follow us, right? The people who come and listen, I guess. But,
They're the
but
Amalekites.
if you
We're
want
the
to, if you want to
Amakians.
go to see all
Oh.
of us, the first chance you get to see all of us is in August. So you got some time to prepare and get that ready for that for the Border Town, Paracon, and Caney. You have no excuse. You have to go to that one. It's a free event. You can't. I can't afford it. Yes, you can.
Hi,
Even if you're
Julie.
even if you're driving from New Hampshire, you can afford it because I drove
Yes.
all the way to New Hampshire. My wife and I drove all the way to New Hampshire just for a party. If I could drive from Fort Smith, Arkansas to New Hampshire just for a party, then you can come and experience the wealth of
We
knowledge
weren't
that we
invited to the
have at
party. No,
that
no,
was
you did that a long
that,
time ago.
that was that was way back when I partied. I'm an angel now. I never party. So hey, hey.
No, never witnessed it at all. Nope,
Anyhow,
Not at
not at
all.
all.
and so on.
I'll
You say we
verify that.
have a guest.
We do.
Yes, we do.
We
And
do.
I believe Shaw is going to introduce.
I
Is
am.
that correct?
Oh, well,
Are you
sure. We got the wonderful, fantabulous.
is this your radio voice?
Oh, sorry.
It has to be really deep for that.
So be prepared. We have the wonderful Jennifer Talley from NOLA Paragon. Come on.
Yay.
Here we go.
Hold
Yay!
on.
Yay! Nice.
So sweet.
Hey, welcome.
you.
That was not my radio voice. I'm sick tonight. So
But that's called on the spot.
She's still practicing.
I'm still practicing.
NOLA,
radio voice.
huh?
Need way more practice.
No.
You live down there?
I do. I actually live in the French
No.
Quarter.
Nice.
Hmm.
I used to
Okay.
live in Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Ooh.
Did.
Oh.
And that was approximately where?
I lived in Johnson, Fayetteville, Centerton, and Rogers through my
Oh,
8 years plus of being there.
Oh.
So all
Yeah.
over.
Been through
I've been spending
all
next
of
week in
those, and
Fayetteville,
so is that guy.
I live in Fort Smith, so I'm down here.
A little
and-
bit.
No, I've been to New Orleans one time, and that was to catch a boat.
I love New Orleans, and I cannot wait to go back.
It'll
I've been there
come.
quite a few times. When I was in the service and stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, that was the place to go.
Thank you for your service.
It-
Fantastic.
Oh,
It's the
thank
weirdest
you.
place to drive in. I just,
It
that I will say that the people are really friendly, and they
Well, that's
were
why you
all
go and
co-
park.
they were all using the sign language, calling us number one. I felt so welcomed. I'm like, no, you're number one too. And it's great. I mean, I kind of
But that would've-
bonded with everybody there.
Yeah, I think statistically we're at the bottom of ability for driving.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're near the bottom.
Well,
Yeah.
your roads are
Don't
kind of whack. Come on, your roads are kind of whack. I'm like, how do you get onto the freeway? Oh wait, the freeway's up
Hey,
there. How do I get-
Arkansas is
how do I
the
get from
same
here to
way.
there?
I mean, not Arkansas, Oklahoma. We have some roads around here that we think a lot of people are smoking something.
Well, they are. They
Oh,
probably
well,
are
they
down
were
in New
making-
Orleans too. So
True. Well, getting
New
to the
Orleans, nice thing
questions.
about New Orleans,
Yes.
straight down 55 for me,
Good. I
because I'm in St.
I-
Louis. Go
can't
ahead.
wait to have y'all. It's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so much fun. I'm so stoked. But what initially sparked your spiritualness, your paranormal going into the paranormal realm?
The pandemic, actually.
that was pretty
I know.
I
paranormal.
can see.
I
Yeah,
know.
scared it out of you.
So Chris, my husband, and I we were right before that. We were walking tour guides. We took you on those ghost walking tours and history tours and food tours and all that stuff. And then we suddenly lost our jobs. But we had just started. 2018 was the first ghost hunt I'd ever been on, legit one. I'll say that. And Chris was a huge skeptic. Huge.
Mm.
You're stupid. Those shows are fake. Blah blah blah. He's not
Was
not really entirely wrong on that either, but until he sat in it's actually going to be one of our locations for the Paracon, the Voodoo House. That's where our first ghost hunt was.
Cool.
And he heard things that Mr. Skeptical from Northwest Arkansas too, he couldn't explain. He saw I got red handprints on my shoulder, fingerprints.
Oh.
Wow.
Is
yeah.
this the
Oh,
Voodoo house or museum?
No, this is we call it the Voodoo House. It's actually a home business
Okay.
for a local Louisiana voodoo priestess, and we use the for our nightly ghost hunts to the Paranormal Society. We use the back building as one of our locations, and that's going to be one of the locations for the Paracon. So that's literally that house is where it all started. That's where
That's
Mr.
cool.
Skeptical's like, I don't know if I believe, but I sure as heck can't explain what I just saw and heard.
Right?
So you're
Something
saying he
happened.
wasn't
Oh my
necessarily
gosh.
skeptical, he was a non-believer.
He was a true hardcore non-believer. It
Yeah.
doesn't exist. And then
I get that. I was
Yeah.
there. That was me. Yeah,
Yeah.
back in 1999. Until I had my first experience, if you told me you had experience, I would openly laugh at you. I would
Yeah.
point and mock you because you were silly, especially if you're an adult. I was like, "Good Lord, come on, grow up." And look at me.
So what was his experience?
So I don't know how what kind of language can I use?
Hold on,
We
let me
try.
get my
We try to
let me
keep
get my
it.
bleeper. Hold on.
We try to keep it family friendly.
Okay, I'll
Yes,
edit.
family friendly.
So the whole time there, and later I found out I had abilities too, and that was just another journey and another thing Chris had to deal with. I kept feeling like it was like a creepy guy rubbing my shoulders, hitting on me. And
Oh.
what is going on? And our friend had a spirit box, so it was one of the portal boxes going.
Oh yeah.
And
Cool.
finally, I'm like, I got to take a break. So we went out in the back courtyard, and they shined a light on my shoulders, and that's when they saw the fingerprints on my shoulders. And then
Wow.
we go back in, and our friend says, "Who's doing this to Jennifer? Her earthly husband is here and doesn't care for it. Who's doing, or why are you doing this?" And over the portal, we hear, because she's we'll say word rhymes with bore.
Oh wow,
And then
Oh, rude.
that ain't nice.
She's an activist.
It said, "Show me the money. You
I know.
you're gonna touch me."
I know, right? And of course, it was my birthday, so I had a couple cocktails. So let's just start with mistakes. You know what I mean? And I said,
Mhm.
"Well, F you." And the spirit said, "No, F you," which
Wow.
And
Wow.
Oh, so it
that
pretty
is
much called
what-
you out.
now we ended it at that point because there wasn't anything good that was going to come after that. Found out who the spirit is, and now we have a really good relationship. I had gone back there another day and said, "Listen, I honestly got caught off guard. I really didn't think anything was going to happen, especially with my husband there. Can we start over? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss you. I just was really caught up in the moment." And then everything's been fine with that spirit. His name's Philip. So everything's been fine. Now he's funny. He loves women, and he's got a foul mouth, but he's a trip, man.
Oh boy.
So
So in New Orleans, it does have such a rich history of the paranormal, and you're
Sorry.
talking about this haunting that you experienced. What makes this city like particularly special for paranormal investigators? Why?
we are a snowball of stuff. We're surrounded by water. We're the closest thing to being an island without actually being an island. You cannot get into the city without crossing a bridge. You can't.
That's true.
We are built
And for a
on
while there, you guys were underwater, so
yeah,
Yeah.
and slowly sinking like our
Yeah.
airport. It is actually. So
That is so sad.
add Native American culture, right? We'll start there because that's the land we're on, like everywhere else here in the US. Then we go to the French coming in and slave trade, and then that bringing in voodoo, and then that being illegal. So then everyone was Catholic. So now voodoo had to be hidden and look like Catholicism. And then, tragedy and mafia and war and mistreatment of human beings, and just the acceptance because of the voodoo culture of other what is considered to be alternative spiritual practices is very much embraced here. And the whole French Quarter is built on dead people. We didn't didn't move them for the most part.
Yeah.
So just wrap that up in a fun little snowball of paranormal. And it's condensed too. Anyone who comes here, or most people that come here, especially if you've done investigations other places, especially if you have abilities, I ask them, how you feeling? And it's heavy, it's intense, and it is an intense energy that does not stop. It just doesn't. So
Wow.
Overwhelming. Yep,
buckle in.
yep. Exactly. No. I've been there once.
And
It's
I
a
was
great
there.
place.
we actually, when we leave the city, we feel a noticeable difference around us.
Yeah.
We're so used to it here. In fact, today I just did ancestral altar cleaning, Florida washing my floors, and Palo Santing my house, because we do ghost hunts almost every night. And so that's just your that's your I do this for a living, clean your house,
Yeah.
up cleaning your house kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Lots of bells and stuff.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's
Daily.
the culture here is just amazing.
Oh my gosh.
This
It really
city
is.
literally
food
has
isn't bad
its own
either.
heartbeat. So I can't wait for everyone to experience it for sure.
Oh, I am so stoked.
Well,
I cannot
I
wait
know
to get
Shauna's
there.
flat out giddy. She's totally giddy about it. So she's been.
I
yeah.
am.
And there's
Well, I think Pam's there
Oh yeah.
too.
Yep.
how many of
Well,
you
you
did
guys,
you get?
Just me and Pam.
Okay,
Yeah.
boys, come
Yeah.
I
on.
can't make it.
I can't do that weekend.
Oh,
I
I've
push
got three other ones that month, and I'm like, I can't take any more time off.
gotcha. Well,
Okay, you're gonna have to
I'm
okay
I'm spending all my travel money on one trip this year. So I was told you can't go nowhere. So I'm like, okay, well,
just one.
this
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun, but I'm missing out on a few things this year. But
Well, we're actually
you
looking
should
at.
feel sorry for me.
I do.
Whatever.
I do.
He's going to
Whatever.
Europe.
Ah, he's going to
fine.
Europe.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for you.
You're right.
Oh,
Not anymore.
I had
No.
I had sympathy there for a minute.
Just like a split second.
So how do you distinguish between your own thoughts and actual communication from the spirits?
It's hard. That's the hardest thing about abilities, is which ones are the voices that are in my head that should be medicated, and which are the ones that are dead people. Like
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't
No,
talk about that too
that's a
much.
I'll say that it for me, it's the ones that don't stop.
Yeah.
If I get like a word, I've done, when I found out I had abilities, and it was just after COVID, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I could do, what those were, what's it called, what's it look like, how many clairs do I have, all the things. And so I started studying. Took me like 3 years here to find someone. Imagine that. I live in the French Quarter and I couldn't find anyone to mentor or help me. I can't imagine how hard it is for other people, which is really one of the main reasons for the Paracon, is giving people ethical outlets for that stuff. But it ended up, I've got all the clairs. And then they were teaching us how to ask questions of spirit when they're communicating. And I chose food memories instead of hair color, eye color, stuff like that. I asked to validate with food memories, because I can smell it, I can taste it, or I can see it, what they're saying. So they can hit on one of three. And more often than not, they start there. They used to make me feel how they passed. And I've asked them, and most do, just to back. I don't need to feel the full heart attack. We can just go pain in chest and back up. Like, I don't need to feel. It's taking some time, but I found that the words and things, or things that I see, if it's just, if I see it or feel it or whatever, I'm like, okay. And then I leave it for a second. And if it keeps coming back over and over when I'm in the same group, I'm like, all right, this is somebody's person.
Yeah.
It takes a minute. You don't know.
So when you say you see things, are you like seeing it in front of you, or are you seeing it in like a memory form?
It's like a flash of a picture.
Okay.
Like I literally stopped seeing for a split second.
Okay. No, I get that.
It's like a mini vision type thing.
Yeah.
A pop.
Yeah.
And they all kind of pick their own way to get my attention. And sometimes I get them way ahead of whoever I'm going to run into, which is always fun. I had this one Southern woman who had passed, and all I heard for 6 days was, well, peace, love, and cheddar biscuits.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's the cutest phrase ever, but she didn't stop. I was like, oh my gosh, who do you belong to?
I love that.
Well, that's gonna be my saying. Well, my saying whenever I pass on is gonna be hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. That's gonna be mine
There you go.
forever.
So yeah, that one she was a fun one.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, did you get COVID or anything? Is what brought on?
Yeah, what brought this on? That's weird because most people had abilities. They've had abilities their whole life. You're saying it happened after COVID, so last 5 years.
Well, okay, so I've been able to do this my whole life, but I didn't grow up in an area or at a time that it was talked about or accepted like now. And so you push it back, you push it away. You're like, oh, this isn't happening. I didn't really see that. And then as I lived here and I started doing the ghost tours, I was in that energy all of the time. And I started to get these weird, like this gust of wind pushing me when I was walking home and there was no wind, or I actually felt something hit my tennis shoe and try to trip me once, and there was nobody behind me.
Wow.
So we went to a voodoo priestess to find out what the heck was wrong with both of us. And I had this feeling it was me and it was dead people trying to get my attention. And they started to affect my husband because I wasn't noticing them. And I didn't say anything. And the lady's like, well, you talk to dead people. And who's this woman with red hair on your right-hand side? And it's funny, I've always had headaches on my right side. Never the left. Doctors couldn't figure it out, nothing. And I said, oh, that's my grandmother. She said, well, she's been yelling at you. I'm like, oh, hence the headache.
Sounds like family.
That's the
Thanks,
headache.
Grammy.
The headache, yeah.
And if you knew my short 5-foot-something grandmother that was bohemian, full-blooded, and a redhead, you understand. But then acknowledging her makes it stops. It's like, okay, Grandma, I've got to talk to you. So yeah, it's still, I'm learning every day. I can't control it. I'm the weird on switch. I freak Chris out when it happens.
Oh goodness.
And he was a skeptic too of that. He's like, you can't do this. You can't do this. And I said, okay, his brother was here. And I said, what's the game that, I said, your grandpa keeps poking you guys in the stomach and laughing. Like he keeps poking at you with this finger. And I didn't know this. And Chris hadn't remembered it. His brother said, oh, I forget what the name of the game was called, that his grandpa would do that to him. And my husband, he didn't even remember it until his brother brought it up. And I said, okay, then how would I know that?
It's pretty cool.
Good point.
That is very true.
Pretty validating.
So you said you've had these gifts your entire life, and a lot of us have. Mine's not as developed as yours, just listening to you. But was there some kind of an experience that kind of kicked it off? Like, did you ever have an NDE, near death experience when you were younger? Almost not actually die, but some no trauma. No. So you've had this your entire life then. Okay.
And I think it's I mean, I know it's familial, and I think I get it from both sides of my family, because my uncle passed a few years ago on July 5th. And I had just started discovering the stuff, and we just started our public ghost hunts. And I started doing some stuff in my house, and he came through. And so when I went up for his funeral, we had a family get together, and I brought this evidence with us. And I said, if anyone wants to hear his voice, I've got it. If it's too soon, I get it. I said, but I'm going to tell you something. I have these abilities, and I know you guys do too. I know it's a family thing. And the floodgates just opened. It was like everyone was keeping this secret to themselves until I said something.
Because of fear.
Wow.
And it was this flood of my cousins calling me, my aunts talking about their kids, like, oh, this explains this. I mean, it was crazy. So, and it was validating, because then I just didn't feel like I was so alone in our family. And my mom, I keep telling her she's got abilities too. And she's had a few experiences as she's become aware of what it is.
Hmm.
So it's been an interesting journey for sure. I've got so much
But
more
it
to
is-
learn though.
But it is challenging once you accept it.
It is.
So maybe that's why she's kind of
It
hesitant.
is challenging. But I feel,
Mhm.
I mean, just my opinion, I was given
Yep.
a gift at birth,
Mhm.
you know, and I know everyone has abilities in some way, shape, or form just naturally. We just tune them out, and we're too much in our phones and all these things to realize them. And I always say it's like athletic ability. Some of us are born, we can throw the ball through the hoop and it looks pretty. The rest of us just granny style and hope for the best, but eventually it gets in there, you know?
I
Yep.
I have all the abilities of a rock.
But it's a really intelligent
Yeah.
rock.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
feel like to thank God for giving me the abilities, that my give back is to deliver the messages to help people heal.
Yeah.
And because I don't
That's
don't
awesome.
do readings. I do not. What I get, you get the information, you can take it, leave it, whatever. I don't charge money. I don't, if it comes up, then I'm meant to talk to you.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're a mental healer and a spiritual type healer, basically. Do you feel it that way?
I think sometimes I like to say you're healing both sides of the veil, because the people that
Okay.
have passed, you know, especially sometimes if they died in a way that they regret, that there's healing on both sides that need to happen.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can be a part of that starting, then that's the best gift back to me for both of them.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing then is that you've had from the other side of the veil, spirits basically have asked you for assistance, and a lot of times I find it's more like they're trying to get clarification of what really happened, and now I'm suffering, and now I'm lost. Now I have no idea what to do, and I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Are they
So
afraid though? That's my
yeah,
question. And
Some
one of
are.
those things that I tried to, you see, I become a ghost hunter uh, from a religious aspect, a Christian aspect, and I try to understand where the difference between all these spiritual entities that are out there. And then my wonder is, if they're there waiting for the trumpet to blow, how much uh, concept did they have of time and stuff like that? That's why every time I don't believe in residual spirits. I believe in residual sounds and moments, but I don't believe in. I think they all have been intelligent about them, but they don't ever seem to have that deep of a memory. I mean, they may remember your face, but almost like talking to a dementia person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't wrapped my mind around that. But like I said, I'm not woo woo of any sort. So
I think residual is trapped energy. I don't know that it's a spirit. I think it's part of your energy that's trapped from a memory or a trauma or whatever. I wouldn't call it a spirit. I just call it trapped energy.
yeah, and that's what a lot of people say. But I think I've heard sounds, and that's not a spirit.
Yeah.
I've heard like people talk about gunfire, horse hooves, and I've heard things like that.
Yeah.
So I could get that being like a residual, just something there.
Yeah.
But like every EVP that we caught seemed to be triggered by something that we said.
Right.
So
Most I think
they're replying to us
Mhm.
in some way, shape, or form. but it never. I mean, and they could be speaking to about what's going on, but I always wonder if they uh, like they never seem to have anything to do with the concept of time and passing of time and any
No,
of that stuff. So
no,
yeah, I don't know.
no.
Weird.
That time's something we use to measure. It's not that I don't think that exists on the other side either. It's just for us to know when to wake up and go to work, basically, and keep us
I
on
don't like
top
it.
of our. But no, I don't think that's just that's a human on Earth concept. I think it's just stays here.
No.
But
And
but I
you know, and
think
you're right. Some are afraid. We've had a group come to us after a tragic passing of the whole group. It is interesting to hear how some knew what happened, some didn't, and actually hear the discussion between them, trying to figure out what happened to you, what's the last thing you remember. That, and it wasn't even us talking to them. That was just us hearing it. I've had some come who wanted to make sure these teachers. I had a group of just two ladies who were teachers, and I started asking about a girl in a hospital bed with bandages on her wrists, and they said that was one of their students, and I said, but she's okay, and she said yes. And then this other spirit came forward who was unfortunately successful. He wouldn't show me his injuries, but he told me to tell the teachers. I said, they're doing this because they're getting bullied, right? And the teachers just sat there like, yeah. I actually think they were from Oklahoma. And I said, that girl's only around because you didn't give up on her, isn't she? And she said, yes. I said, because this kid is telling me, don't you give up on her, because if you do, she's going to be successful. And that was just
Wow.
shocking for them, that I had no way to know any of that. And I don't even know what people do when they're on our ghost hunts. So that was that kid saying, don't give up.
Yeah.
There's more than just the two of us. And that was kind of as you can tell, that one hangs with me, because that was hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to
Wow.
these babies. I mean, they're babies.
Yeah.
And whenever you see them suffering, it's just like, oh
Yeah,
my
they're ending
God.
their life before they even get a chance to live.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so it was these ladies, these two teachers were just, I'm crying, they're crying, everyone's crying.
Yeah.
It was such a touching moment though too, because that I got to share with them because of this kid. That, and then help, that's, again, you're back to helping.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I just have the utmost confidence. These two ladies, they not only probably didn't give up, they probably did more when they got back.
Yeah.
and crying. If everybody starts crying, especially the people you're working with, you've done well.
Yeah, we all just
That
kind of,
that it's always happens. It's like, oh my God, because most of it's because of like relief and happiness, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. You were talking about.
and
Oh,
this
go ahead.
kind of stuff that we're talking about, and I'm sharing these stories because I run into so many people on the Paranormal Society's ghost hunts that have abilities and they have no outlet. So Patty Negri is going to be teaching a class on psychic development. Sam Baltrus is going to be teaching the 8 clairs, what am I? Practical daily magic. This Paracon is, for me, my passion with this Paracon is the education and giving people outlets of legitimacy and ethicalness for learning about your abilities and where can I go? Because if I can't find someone to help me, and it takes me 3 years in the middle of the French Quarter, New Orleans,
Yeah.
in Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, where are they supposed to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
this for me is giving them a place to go.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate because I've had several mentors in my area. Whether I don't know if you know St. Louis area, but Alton, Illinois, is right across the river from me. I've got several friends up there. I've got people here, but I also talk to people down that's not too far from Shaw, too. And I think Adrian, you know them, but they've all been my mentors, and plus I've got a couple of other ones from different other states. But yeah, it's amazing that you don't have anybody down there that's with
That's willing to at least lend a hand.
that's willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
that's the
no,
thing.
yeah.
There were people around, but so many people are so afraid to talk about things because they're afraid to be ridiculed or whatever. So you have to get that in. That's where these paracons are great. The NOLA Paracon,
Yep,
if you're
I
close,
agree.
go to fantastic. Any of these, because then you meet like-minded people, and then you can feel open to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I say. That's great. So whether you're a paranormal researcher or just somebody who likes to watch the shows, and you got to come to these
Yeah.
events.
And
You have to.
Adriana Terry Brown is coming. She's a parapsychologist, but she has a school that's virtual where she's got a group of people from around the world that I think the classes are somewhere between $20 and $25 for the courses, where you can learn to do some of your abilities and develop different, whatever pathway you feel, whether it's witch, voodoo, none of the above, Christian, whatever. There's an outlet for all of that because there's a way to do this no matter what you align with. So this is going to be such a good opportunity for people to get these educations, and then just teaching. When you guys do investigation, there's a right way to do them and a wrong way to do them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
TV is
Well,
not
you-
the best teacher.
No, they aren't.
No.
They
Mm-mm.
they'll steer you
It's
wrong.
the worst teacher. Yeah.
Bad
Well, the
habits.
TV shows are great. They're fantastic. They blaze the trail and let people in, let us do our hobby. But just because that they've got this contraption with bells and whistles on it doesn't necessarily mean it works. The shows are there for one thing: entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let them entertain you. That's great. Let them show the place. That's great. Don't emulate. Don't challenge the ghosts. Don't
Mm.
so challenge them to some kind of stupid fight. You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take your dog because it's more sensitive than you are to paranormal. That's when I almost left the paranormal when everybody and Taps brought their dog, or was it Taps? One of them, somebody brought their
Ghost
dog.
Adventure. Zach brought his dog.
Every team started bringing their dog on the paranormal hunt, and I was like, good Lord, no, no.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but I am a skeptic. I'm a believer, but I am a skeptic, and I try to look at why things are happening, what's going on. Like when it comes down to the animals, what are they hearing? Is it supernatural? Probably not. Especially dogs, they're hearing something on the far beyond that wall. Their hearing is so much better than ours, so they're not necessarily alerting to paranormal stuff, but yeah, a lot of the equipment that they have out nowadays, it's great for show and tell, but does it actually record any kind of paranormal activity, or is it just weirdness going on? So I have a real hard time with a lot of that stuff.
Well,
So.
but that's a good trait though, because that's part of the process that people need to learn is not everything's freaking paranormal, people. Sometimes a squeaky floorboard, that's it. You gotta go through those checklists and processes for sure. And a lot of people just want something to be, and then it isn't. I was talking to, I forget who the other day. If I look back at some of the videos we took when we first started this, that we thought had paranormal activity in it, and I see them today, I was like, oh God, I was so sick. Because you've got to be willing to learn every day, all the time.
Yes.
Everyone and everybody, and techniques and things like that. And you don't provoke. Don't provoke ever. Let me tell you, the places we're ghost hunting in New Orleans, wrong places.
Yeah.
Wrong places. We have seen people get scratched, pushed, get sick, get choked out. I've had to remove some spirits off of people because we turned our back for 1 second and they thought they were going to start cussing at a spirit, and they couldn't breathe in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, you can't fight something you can't touch. You think you're tough and all that, but you can tell that people do that. It's like when you see it on TV, and there's certain individuals on TV that do it almost every show.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is that person never had a true paranormal experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
if you have, then you understand.
Yeah.
Because if they did,
I've seen people pinned against the wall. I've seen stuff, and I've had my own attachment. So I know that going through that, yeah, you don't do that crap. That's bad.
It's,
Mm.
I mean,
Don't do it.
But
they're human. How would you like it? I mean, what would happen if you walked into a crowded room and started acting like that? Just picked a stranger out of the room and started acting like that. What do you expect to happen when
Yeah.
You might get shot.
Yep.
you might get punched in
Yeah.
the face? What's the difference? They're human.
Yeah.
They're people. They just don't wear the human
Exactly.
suit anymore. You know,
I tell
go
people,
ahead.
I was gonna say, I tell people in that situation you just said, I said, okay, pretend like you're in the Old West, you're in the 1860s, and you walk into a saloon, you pick on somebody, they're just going to shoot you right there. They're not going to waste time with you
Exactly.
because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, that's what
Yeah.
you're doing. You're going in there and yeah, I'm a big guy. Bang. Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
We have that big hole to put you in, but that's
And
about
TV
it.
doesn't show the most successful techniques we've had is having fun, playing games, playing music. That's what gets the spirits to go, you know what, these people are cool and they're not asking me the same stupid questions 100 people before them have asked me. You know, we're doing living people things, we're playing cards, we're doing this. And then you get a conversation, and that works better than anything sometimes.
Yep. It does, especially when they name off the cards and you're not even looking at the cards, and
Yep.
it's
Got
just
it,
so amazing.
Hard to
We have already accused them of cheating. You're cheating. Stop cheating.
They were cheating a lot. Yes, they were. But
They were.
you did a lot of ghost tours and everything in New Orleans. How did you go from doing the ghost tours to NOLA Paracon?
Well, we started the Paranormal Society during COVID because everyone kept asking us, why can't we go into these locations? And so during that, we thought, you know what? Let's figure it out. And we figured it out. And it's just because we lived in the French Quarter for so long, we knew all the people, we just knew a lot of people. And we finally got 2 locations that we started with. I think we're up to 5 now. And then the Paracon came from doing an event with Dale and Spratt in 2024 called Graveyard Fest. And we were his investigators. And he was amazing to work with. He's so much fun.
He's a sweetheart.
And his group, we spent so much time with them because we had day events and things like that. You saw the thirst for knowledge. All these people with gifts or learning technique and things like that. And I said, we need to do this, and we need to do this to teach. And then it took a little bit for my husband to bite in on it. And then he said, he woke up one morning and said, we're going to do it. And he called Ron Iacovetti and Lourdes Gonzalez that we've known them for years. And like, all right, Ron and Lourdes, we're going to do this. You guys go to them. What do we need to know? What do we need to do? What do we need to, let's talk to people who put these on. And then we got a lot of the talent to buy into it, because the first question we asked, okay, we want you to speak, but you're not speaking, you're teaching. What are you teaching? What are you going to teach? If you want to be a presenter at our Paracon, the first question we're going to ask you is, what are you going to teach? This isn't an about me day. This isn't the meet and greet. That's at your table. That's somewhere else. But if you're going to be a part of this, you're going to teach someone something.
Cool.
I try to put a lesson at every one of my presentations. There's a lesson to be learned, and that's brought in at the end. I got like 7 different things. So I got, but it's usually respect the spirit, respect the property, respect. It's all that. Could I tie it up with a follow up like I was on Goat's Adventures, one of the shows, and not a plug on me, but when I had that presentation at the end of that, it is a very hard don't trespass, because trespassers got in there, they did something wrong and burned this location down, which was a fantastic location. Now nobody can go to it because they disrespected the property. They did this, they did that. So I always try to do that. So no, it's good that you try to teach people. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, and we're going to be guinea pigs for, I think it's Father Bob Bailey's workshop. So we have free workshops, and then we have paid classes. The workshops that Father Bob, or is he paid? Either way. Oh no, he is paid. So I'm going to get up at the beginning of his talk because he's going to be talking about demonics and things like that. And I'm going to show everyone the scar on my arm and say, if you think, do you want to know what happens when you do almost everything wrong at the wrong time in the worst investigation you could make mistakes in? Let me tell you. Because our second and third investigations that were private both had demonic energies.
Yeah.
And one location was certified for an exorcism through the archdiocese here. So if you want to know what you do wrong, I'll tell you what happened to me and how bad it can get. And then Father Bob will talk about it. But I'm willing to be the guinea pig and whatever to show you and admit my mistakes if it's going to help you not to make them and get hurt like we did.
That's
the point of my main.
That's the one thing
presentation,
I
really
find
is.
out about all these paranormal investigators. They don't want to admit they're wrong. That's the sad thing about a lot of them in this field. They just want to be right. They want to be the one that has that big ticket. And it's not about the big ticket. It's about the spirits and the people that it involves.
Yep.
And what you can do to help them, not what you can do to make it worse or get your money.
You know, for teams out there, I always say to people, there is never, ever going to be the one piece of evidence that says, boom, that's it. No one can refute it. Never.
No.
It never will.
No, because I guarantee you, I could recreate any evidence that you got.
Yeah.
So, they'll never be able to prove it by something that you've got down here. You got to be able to,
Right. So I think this is also a put your egos aside, folks, and learn from each other kind of experience too, because let's face it, there's a lot of people in this field that, once the group walks in the room, there's no more room for anything else and anyone else because they're too caught up in themselves. And no one's ever going to get better if we don't learn from each other, if we aren't willing to see that we make mistakes. If we're never going to get better at what we do.
No.
Thus, your teaching aspect of the Paracon is the best way to acquire paranormal unity. The only way, because there's so many egos out there.
And this is a chance too. When do you get to see a real voodoo ceremony?
Yeah.
You will see it. You buy the platinum and the VIP package or a vendor. You guys are going to get to see Voodoo Authentica open up the Paracon with the voodoo ceremony. You don't have
Voodoo
to
Authentica
in it. You don't have to practice voodoo. Watch it and learn what it's really about because it's been so vilified by Hollywood. It's ridiculous. It is the most beautiful, peaceful, spiritual practice. It's lovely. And then when do you get to sit down with a panel of vampires and learn that spiritual practice because it is one?
Yeah.
What about Native American spirits? Oklahoma, I'm sure you guys up in your area have got a ton. How do you recognize that?
Yeah.
How do you respect it? How do you know what to do? When do you get this opportunity? So that's another part of, and those are free. Those are the free workshops.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's awesome.
You keep talking and you're like, Ken, this is directed at you. Get your butt down here. I may have to take 2 weeks off of work and say, screw it, guys. I'm heading south.
But we're looking at locations for next year too. So we do plan to do this again next year. This one is
you'll probably have the full A.M.O.K team down there if you go at the same time frame. Like I said, I'd love to go. You can't. I want a shrimp po' boy, and you can't get that around here. So, and there's good food down there. So the quickest way to get me down there.
Oh yes,
we have good food. I know.
I want me some gator tail and gumbo and jambalaya. That's the 3 things I want when I'm down there.
I'll get you all the good spots for them. Eat. So I mean, we're super excited about it. And we're going to have a local tour company called Haunted History Tours. They're providing the buses and the access to the Masonic cemetery hunt that we're doing. That one's going to be headed up by Brandon Cooper, my co-host in our podcast, but he's also a Mason and he's a shaman. So he's going to bring some Masonic trigger objects with him. Cool. And help people recognize some stuff that's just something you'll never get to see. But then they're going to have their tours. So if you just want to take a break from the paranormal and you want to go on a city tour or a vampire walking tour or whatever, they're going to be there to help
Vampires
book you
suck.
as well. And then we're partnered. What?
No.
I can't.
You're bloody wrong, man. You're bloody wrong.
I can't help it. I'm 59, and I have these knee-jerk reactions, and every time I hear vampires, I just say they suck. I can't help it. Anyhow, it's a dad joke. I can't let go past.
Well,
Adrian beat me to it. So sorry.
a couple that'll be there actually do consume blood.
Oh,
Grody, man.
yeah.
I have
Well,
two friends who practice vampirism.
It's consensual and there's blood tests involved and all of that stuff.
I'd have to put a cross on their forehead or something like that.
I'm very interested in the vampire section.
Boo.
Though. I've loved vampires since I was a little girl.
I just eat a lot of garlic.
I ate a lot of garlic anyways, yeah.
They do. They like garlic. Father Sebastian is coming. This is the first time he's ever been in Paracon. He's amazing. Patty Negri is one of her best friends. And she's going to be doing the Weekend with Patty Negri add-on. And part of that is going to the Vampire Apothecary with Marita Crandall, who's a vampire historian, author. And in her Casket Girls attic, which is the second floor of that, there's a dinner, there's a coffin from True Blood, there's a gallery reading, an intuitive ghost hunt, and the next night you're at Potion Speakeasy, and Father Sebastian's going to make an appearance on there too. And Sam Baltrusis is going to be with Patty. You hear that? Sam Baltrusis is going to be with Patty Saturday night at the dinner to help with the intuitive readings. And if you haven't met Sam ever, he's a lovely, lovely sort. He's such a great guy.
Oh.
And we're actually going to have
forward to it.
We're going to have a pet psychic there too.
That's cool.
Yes.
Going to be
I had fun with that. That's where my skeptic nature comes in really bad. So I was like, okay. I don't know.
And she experiences it, and then
she's going to teach pet communication.
That's cool.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
I do need help with communication. I'm a terrible communicator.
Good.
So with all of these guest appearances and whatever, this thing like 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
so that you can see everything or talk to everybody?
It might next year it'll have to be a couple days. Well, this one's Saturday, Sunday, so the 31st is the VIP party. And our vendors. So for the vendors, one of the things we heard is that you guys never get any chance to walk around and meet each other and meet the talent. You're too busy, you're at your tables. So we're going to open up the vendor area on Friday night, an hour where the celebs can go walk and see you guys. The VIP and Platinum can walk around, have an exclusive peek, and then you'll have another 2 hours after that to meet and greet. So that's one thing we want to do for the vendors, is to be able to give them an opportunity to meet everybody. And
I tell you, that's a great idea. We do that at the Arkansas Expo. It's a Saturday and Sunday only, but Friday night is where you can come in and set up your tables. They have snacks and stuff for everybody to just chit chat, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's important you guys get to network too. And, you shouldn't just be stuck behind your table the whole time, because it's going to be busy. And then Saturday and Sunday are the classes and ghost hunts. Friday night, there's ghost hunts. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's all ghost hunts to do. So lots of different places between the Voodoo House, the Andrew Jackson Hotel, which is so active, and the cemetery. You'll have lots and lots and lots to do.
That's cool.
I think it's funny you keep saying stuck at your table, because I never stay at my table.
I've been wanting to meet Patty in person for years, and she has constantly said, "There's a vampire ball. Why don't you ever go to it?"
You should.
I never know what it is.
Oh, they're across the country. But Patty, if you've ever seen her on TV, that bright light white of energy, that's her.
Yes.
Like, there's no difference from Patty in person versus Patty on TV. She is just this. She just emulates goodness from her pores.
Oh, she is such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. I've had her on my show a couple of times, and I absolutely adore her.
And
we are running close to the end of our time here.
Sorry,
you had this. No, that's okay. You had the NOLA Con thing here going on. You said you have a podcast. Talk a little bit about that real quick.
So Radio Paranormal. I had been wanting a podcast. I started it with my co-host Brandon Cooper, who actually is the one that got me into going on podcasts. And he's hilarious, and we have great chemistry. So that's Sunday nights on YouTube. Radio Paranormal 1 is our name. Also, we're broadcast on the Supernatural Inc. network. So if you know Katie Stafford from Ghosts of Morgan City, that's his best friend is Brandon's best friend is Katie, and KD and KT, that's husband and wife, really got to enunciate. And I use their stuff. I use an Inkbox and M.Com. But anyway, that we're on them Sundays at 8 p.m. Central. So we have our Paracon lineup on for until probably almost the duration of till the Paracon. And then I'll be popping in and out. I would love for you guys to come on and flip the script and let you guys do the talking for a while. And we play games and we do stupid stuff and go off the rails. So just hang on and we'll.
Is it an hour show, 2 hour show?
It's an hour show. Unless Johnny Zappis is on, and then we let Johnny talk as long as he wants. He ended up doing 2 hours.
He's a sweetheart too. Oh my god,
he is an amazing guy too. Yeah, I've met him before.
I'm gonna be able to meet so many of these people that I've talked to, and I'm so excited and so stoked. Thank you for putting this on and for letting me come.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for letting me come.
For your intellectual.
Well, you had to put an application.
Yes. For your intellectual types, we have Ron Jacobetti and Lourdes Gonzalez from the Digital Seance Experience teaching metaphysics and paranormality. So if you want the science, and we just had them on this last Sunday, and I think that my intelligence level is about the size of his thumb when you compare it to him. They're one of the most brilliant people.
I don't like people make me feel stupid.
Well, it's just they know more.
He's just they're both just so smart. So if you want to really get into the intellectual science part of it, that's a good guy to have on and even come see at the Paracon. So a good team for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But so July 31st through August 2nd at the Astor Crown Plaza in the French Quarter. If you guys want tickets, NewOrleansParacon.com. We have a new package we rolled out called The Living Dead. There's only 20 left, and it's $448 for 2 people, not per person. For 2 people, it's $224 per person. That includes your hotel room for 3 days and 2 nights. You get 2 classes per person on top of the free workshops, and you get a cemetery ghost hunt on Friday night. And so that's the newest package, all the way up to platinum, or if you want to just have it all. And then do that, and with the Patty Negri experience. So, and those are half sold. There's only 5 Patty Negris left.
That's awesome.
Patty Negri, Sam Beltrusis, and Father Sebastian. So, yeah,
sweet.
It's going well. So, can't wait to see you guys for sure.
Yeah,
we're
excited.
Save my money. Start saving my money for next year,
no doubt.
And I'll take that 2 weeks off.
And for people that want to pay over time, we've hooked up with our booking software. They're actually in the middle of an update. We've enabled Afterpay.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
So that'll help people if they want to budget for next year and stuff, and they want to do that. They can do that too, or just wait till the taxes come back. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever works.
One way or another. Well, if you can't make it this year, set your sights. Going to be about the same time frame. So give you.
Yeah, if we can move it up a little bit, we're going to. We're just going to see. We put the bids out for the locations. We're just going to see what's the most economical and attractive dates, and we're going to pick those. But it will be within the 30 days of where it's at now. It won't be any later because of the hurricane season, and I don't mean
that's good.
Oh yeah.
I like now. I would have gone had I not had other things arranged for this year. Yeah. I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. Yes. That was great.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of conversations, a lot of stuff to talk about. It sounds like there's more we could talk about. So maybe we'll talk to you again. After Shauna talks to you, your ear off. And she'll say we got to have her back on. All right.
For sure.
Stick around.
Again, thank you very much. Stick around. We'll talk to you after the show. Yeah. So don't go away. You'll break our heart. So, all right, here we go. Thank you again.
Thank you. Awesome.
Ooh, there she goes. That was cool. That was good. She's great.
That was
That was
really
cool.
cool.
I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Woo!
I can't
I
wait.
am too.
Yeah,
I'm so
next year.
stoked. I cannot wait.
I
You
know.
know, we need to start making our guests compete with the previous guests and stuff like that. Say like, okay, like last week we had a fantastic guest. What are you gonna bring?
Yeah, what do you
who we got
got?
next week? What do we
Angie
have
from
next
the
week?
Soul Society.
Yes.
Soul Society, and then like
Angie. Yeah, Angie.
like
Angie.
music soul or
Angie.
like
Yeah.
ghosty soul.
Ghosty Soul. Angie.
That'd be
Ghosty
good. We haven't had a
Soul.
musician on here in a while. All
She
right.
is. Angie's been on our show before. She's last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
She's
Soul-
from Wisconsin.
Soul sister. Soul
Yes.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
It's going to be pretty awesome. Yep.
It'll be.
It is. It is.
Hi,
Join us
Angie, if
next
you're
week.
watching.
hey, yeah.
Bye,
Of
y'all.
course she is. And like I say, you know, we try not to take ourselves too seriously on the show. We just
No.
want to lighten the mood for your day because I know the day is heavy. Never with us. All right. See you guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all. Have a
stuff.
good rest of your week.
I clicked the button. There you go.
Oh, Sam, your turn.
Yeah, I ain't doing it.
I'm not done.
Did you say no?
I said no.
We can always just chit chat, you know. Hey, you know, that was a great show. It was
Alright.
absolutely
We'll
fantastic.
do it different.
Not
Here we
wait
go.
to meet Patty Negri.
Here we go.
And Father Bob was when I was
L,
talking
J,
about.
R, N, B, T, N, F, J, G, C, Z, N, B, D, K, H, D, S, S, M, R, T, M, P, R, A.
I'm
Whoa.
starting to wonder
Hey,
if
look at
the A.M.O.K crew need to have a
F, G, H,
mental
7,
evaluation.
A, I, what? I don't. Maybe.